Mayar Sherif was born on May 5, 1996, in Cairo, Egypt. Raised in a sporting family, Sherif's journey into tennis began at an early age. She was introduced to the sport by her father, who recognized her potential in sports early on. From the moment Sherif picked up a tennis racket, it was clear she had an innate talent for the game. Growing up in Egypt, tennis was not as popular as other sports, and opportunities for aspiring players were limited. However, Sherif's determination to succeed in the sport led her to train extensively and find the support she needed to develop her skills. Sherif's early years were marked by hard work and consistent improvement. She trained at various local clubs, where she began to refine her game and gain experience in competitive tennis. She quickly made her mark in Egyptian youth tournaments, winning several titles at the national level. These early victories served as stepping stones, giving her the confidence to dream of achieving more in the sport. At the age of 15, Sherif made the decision to take her tennis career seriously and moved to the United States to pursue a college education while playing tennis at a competitive level. She enrolled at the University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP, where she joined the UTEP Minors tennis team. During her time in the U.S., she developed her skills further and was exposed to a higher level of competition, which allowed her to grow as a player and prepare for her transition into professional tennis. Turning professional and struggles in the early years, Mayar Sherif turned professional in 2016 after completing her college education and representing Egypt in several international competitions. As is often the case for players transitioning from college to the professional circuit, Sherif faced numerous challenges early in her career. Competing against seasoned professionals on the ITF circuit and the WTA Tour was a daunting task, and Sherif struggled initially to find consistency in her results. The lack of resources and support for tennis players in Egypt meant that she had to work hard to secure funding for travel and tournaments. Sherif's early years on the ITF women's circuit were a test of perseverance. She played in numerous low-level tournaments and faced fierce competition, which forced her to adapt quickly and learn from every match. While her results were not always impressive at first, Sherif's work ethic and determination remained strong. She was determined to represent her country on the global tennis stage and was committed to making the sacrifices necessary to achieve her goals. Despite facing challenges such as financial difficulties, lack of experience on the international stage, and physical limitations, Sherif's resilience paid off as she began to gain momentum. Her patience and perseverance began to show results, with her improving ranking and growing confidence. Career peak. Breakthrough on the international stage. Mayar Sherif's career peak came in 2020, when she made history by becoming the first Egyptian woman to compete in a Grand Slam main draw at the Australian Open. This was a monumental achievement for both Sherif and Egyptian tennis, as she broke down barriers and proved that a player from Egypt could reach the highest levels of international competition. Sherif's breakthrough came after a series of strong performances on the ITF circuit, where she was steadily climbing the rankings. Her victory in the 2020 ITF tournament in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, marked a significant turning point in her career. This win, which came in front of a home crowd, boosted her confidence and propelled her into the international spotlight. Sherif's combination of power, precision, and mental toughness was evident throughout her matches, and she began to catch the attention of both fans and critics alike. Sherif's impressive rise continued as she began to perform well at WTA tournaments, consistently winning matches and advancing through the rounds. By the end of 2020, she had achieved her career-high ranking of world number 119. Her impressive run on the ITF circuit and at WTA events positioned her as one of the rising stars in women's tennis. Sherif's success was a testament to her hard work, determination, and ability to compete at the highest level despite the odds stacked against her. In 2021, Sherif made history again by becoming the first Egyptian woman to reach the second round of the French Open. This historic run further solidified her place among the top emerging players on the WTA Tour and brought attention to the growing talent pool in African and Middle Eastern tennis. Sherif's success at the French Open was a breakthrough moment for the Egyptian tennis community, which had previously lacked representation on the WTA Tour. Main achievements, titles and milestones. Historic Grand Slam debut, 2020. Mayar Sherif's most significant milestone came in 2020, when she became the first Egyptian woman to compete in a Grand Slam main draw at the Australian Open. This achievement not only represented a personal triumph but also marked a turning point for Egyptian tennis, inspiring future generations of young players in her country. 2020 ITF Sharm el-Sheikh Title: Sherif's victory at the 2020 ITF tournament in Sharm el-Sheikh was a major achievement in her career. It was her first significant title, and winning at home in Egypt was particularly special for Sherif, as it gave her the confidence to compete at higher levels on the global tennis circuit. French Open 2021, second round. Sherif made history again at the 2021 French Open when she became the first Egyptian woman to reach the second round of a Grand Slam tournament. This performance not only marked a personal achievement but also contributed to the growth of tennis in Africa and the Middle East. Rise in WTA rankings. Sherif's rapid rise in the WTA rankings, especially in 2020 and 2021, was a testament to her hard work and perseverance. By breaking into the top 100, she became a role model for young players from Egypt and other countries in the region, proving that with determination and effort, success is possible at the highest levels of tennis. Impressive wins over top players. Throughout her career, Sherif has recorded impressive victories over higher-ranked opponents. These victories not only showcased her talent but also demonstrated her mental toughness and ability to perform on the big stage. Challenges and development: overcoming obstacles. Mayar Sherif's career has not been without challenges. As a player from a country with limited tennis infrastructure, she has faced obstacles that many players from more established tennis nations do not encounter. One of the most significant challenges was securing the financial support needed to travel to tournaments around the world. In addition, Sherif's training facilities in Egypt were not on par with those of her international peers, which required her to make adjustments and find ways to stay competitive. Furthermore, Sherif faced the pressure of being a trailblazer for Egyptian tennis. As the only prominent female tennis player representing Egypt on the international stage, there was an added weight of responsibility on her shoulders. Despite these pressures, Sherif has managed to stay focused and continue developing her game, consistently working on her strengths and addressing weaknesses in her play. Injury setbacks have also been a challenge throughout her career, forcing Sherif to adapt her training regimen and approach to tournaments. However, her resilience and dedication have allowed her to overcome these physical hurdles and continue progressing in the sport. Final years. Looking ahead. As of 2023, Mayar Sherif is continuing to make her mark on the WTA Tour. With a steady rise in her rankings and a determination to keep improving, she remains one of the most promising players on the circuit. Sherif's career trajectory is on an upward path, and her goal is to break into the WTA Top 50 and contend for major titles in the coming years. She is committed to working with her coaches and team to fine-tune her game and further develop the mental and physical aspects of her game. Sherif's success has brought attention to Egyptian tennis and has inspired many young athletes in her home country and beyond. She remains an ambassador for the sport in Egypt, helping to increase the visibility of tennis and inspire future generations of players.